Hey, what's going on? So, you want to go to boot camp, huh? You want to be a Marine? That's cool. Hey, just to start out, I go by Dom, and when I first made the decision to join the Marine Corps at 17, I didn't have anybody out there to pretty much show me or tell me what it was going to be like. So, this channel is dedicated to the men and women who want to join the Marine Corps, but want some advice on like how to get ready or what's it going to be like, duty stations, things of that nature, PT. So here we go. I guess the first thing most people want to know is what exactly boot camp is like. Well, it's broken down into 3 phases. You got first phase, second phase, and third phase. During first phase, you're pretty much going to be treated like shit. They're going to wonder why you came, and it's going to suck. Second phase is pretty much when you start to feel like a Marine. You'll get name tapes. You'll get your U.S. Marines, and you'll get your name on your uniforms. And third phase is pretty much the culminating events that you'll need to do to solidify your place in the Marine Corps. For the most part, boot camp is, I would say, it's more mental than physical. A lot of people think that when they go to boot camp, it's going to be all physical and they're just going to run and jump and PT all day, and it's not going to be a lot of knowledge-based exercises. But in all actuality, I would say we took a lot of tests. I think you take like a test like every 2 weeks on just written knowledge that you'll learn throughout boot camp, and I think we PT'd maybe 3 times a week, like physical training. We did it 3 times a week maybe on the East Coast. I don't know what it's like on the West Coast. Maybe it's different, maybe it's not. Some people say it is, but a lot of Marines hype that shit up. Yeah, like I said, more mental, a lot more screaming, a lot more pressure. You gotta move fast, be loud. You'll never be able to scream loud enough. I think that was the one thing my recruiter told me when I joined a few years ago, was you're never gonna be able to scream loud enough. You're never gonna be able to move fast enough. So don't worry. And more than likely, it would always be somebody who's worse than you, straight up. Like I was the guy when I was in, and I was pretty good. We had some malingerers, as the drill instructors would call them, in the platoon, but nonetheless, everybody gets fucked with equally for the most part. Wow, I guess I'll start from the beginning, from what I can remember from boot camp, and I'll probably make this video again after you guys comment on it, and I'll address like certain comments and talk about certain things as I remember them. But when I first got to Paris Island, it was late, it was dark. We were like the last ones to get there, and he comes on the bus, he says, get off, pretty much. Not as nicely though. Yeah, you get in the footprints, all last into the hatches, sit down, you'll fill out a lot of paperwork the first day, the first 24 hours. If you know you're leaving the boot camp, I would recommend that you tell someone to stay up that night, like your mom or your dad or a grandparent, somebody. When I left, I don't think my people knew what time I'd be getting there, and what ended up happening was I had to make the phone call to say, hey, I got to Paris Island safely and whatnot, and no one picked up. So I got fucked with for like 45 minutes to an hour, just getting fucked with, until somebody picked up the phone. Tell your parents that when they answer the phone, they're not gonna understand shit you're saying. It's just a bunch of words. You'll be reading off like some notepad in front of you, and it'll be fucking, you won't even say all the goddamn words. You're gonna stumble so much, it's gonna be crazy. Here's a hint for you. I promised you hints in the intro. When you get there, like the first 24 hours, you're gonna take an ID picture. That for your CAT card later on in your Marine Corps career, it's gonna last you a few years. That CAT card is common access cards, just gonna let you like get into computers and shit like that, get through base. It's gonna be your identification. Make sure if you wear portholes, if you wear glasses, take them off before you take that picture. I didn't know that picture was gonna be my ID picture for like the next 4 years, and I looked fucking terrible in it, and I get laughed at a lot because my ID. Luckily, I ended up breaking it on accident. I broke my ID on accident, and I ended up getting a new ID card. So that's your hint for this video. When you get to boot camp and you're taking your picture, take off your goddamn portholes, take off your glasses. I know a lot of things I'm saying right now doesn't make sense, like hatches, portholes, ladder wells, all that good stuff. You're going to learn like a lot different terminology when you get to boot camp, and you have to learn how to speak it. You're not going to speak in the first person anymore. You're not going to say I, me, my, them. It's going to be like this recruit, that recruit, those recruits. And you'll get used to it after a while. It actually kind of sucks when you get used to it, because towards like the end, when you get to like third phase, you're going to be like stuck speaking like that. And your drill instructor's gonna get pissed because he don't want you to stop speaking like that, like after the crucible or like when you're done with boot camp, depending on how they still do it. And you're still gonna be talking like that for like final inspection, and it's gonna get stupid. But yeah, you get off the footprint, just make that phone call. You take your ID picture. I can't remember too much after that. It was like a haze. Barely remember it. I remember walking around a lot. You'll carry around like this black box. Somebody will be the scribe. And with billets, that just came to mind. When you're at boot camp, I would hop on a billet. I think the best billet to be is the scribe, because he made our fire watch roster. So that speaks for itself. I would try to be the scribe, a squad leader, or maybe the guide. I was the guide for most of the boot camp, and it worked out for me. So I would try to get on that. Don't be a dick about it either when you get there. Sorry, ladies, if I offend you using that word, but whatever. You'll get used to it when you join the Marine Corps, especially if you work with men. You'll hear this type of stuff all the time. What else? First phase is pretty much a lot of drill. That's what you'll do. You'll do a lot of marching, as you all call it. Civilians will call it. If you're in like ROTC or something, it'll be easier for you. I was in ROTC, and it was a lot easier for me to get that down, which is one of the reasons why I got chosen for guide. So if you can do that, that's great. Kudos. If you can't, don't worry, because most people can't, and when you're done with boot camp, most people still can't fucking drill for shit. So I wouldn't even sweat it that much. But how well you perform on these little things will determine your experiences on the quarterdeck. So I would like get like a head start or something on it if I could. A lot of rifle manual. You'll play around with your rifle a lot. A lot of people probably want to know like when will you get a chance to actually fire your rifle. That'll come in second phase. Sorry, a little sore. That'll come in like second phase. You'll do grass week, where you'll just do nothing but just sight in with your rifle, and you'll just snap in all day. Hours, like literally hours at a time, like 4 or 5 hours. You'll just be pulling the trigger, and nothing will be coming out. Just pulling the trigger or squeezing the trigger, whatever. Nothing's coming out, and it'll just get you in the habit of getting your stances down and whatnot for the KD range, known distance range. For those of you who don't speak Marine yet, that next week you'll fire is in your best interest to pay attention to your PMIs when you're in second phase. And they're teaching you how to shoot, because that score is going to last you like the next year. And if something happens, like in my case, I ended up deploying not too long after I got to the fleet, and yeah, I still have that rifle qual from boot camp. So yeah, if you can shoot well, good on you. Luckily, I shoot expert, but it helps a lot. And I think they're using RCOs now in boot camp. You guys call them ACOGs, you Call of Duty players. So they're using those, I believe. I used iron sights. I think they're using those in boot camp, which makes it a lot easier. I've shot with RCOs as well, and it helps a lot, especially if you have bad vision like myself. Fast forward to phase 3, and I'm just touching like the key points from each phase right now. So drill, first phase, second phase, rifle qual, third phase. It'll be part of the crucible. You'll do like a confidence course, which will be fairly easy, and you'll do the crucible. The crucible is like the final test is like 48 hours, 53 hours, something like that. Can't remember, but it wasn't too bad. Looking back on it now that I'm done with it, when I was doing it, you'll get like 4 hours of sleep total, and you'll probably get like 1, maybe 2 meals if you're lucky. It's about a 9-mile hike at the end, maybe 10-mile. You'll do hikes like throughout boot camp, so you'll be prepared for it for the most part. So you guys who like never ever walked or never ran, I wouldn't sweat it too much. Like certain things from boot camp will just come. They'll just come to you. You'll get in shape, like you will. And if you don't get in shape, then your drill instructors will make sure that you get in shape. So I would just start prepping myself now. It pays to be a winner in boot camp. But you'll do like that final hike, and that'll be pretty much it. Like I'm not gonna discuss too much of the things in the crucible because I think it'd make it less challenging. But I'd be ready if I were you. It's things out there. It's research that you can do to find out what the crucible is going to be like. So, like, you'll be alright. After that, you'll graduate. You'll have like a family day. You graduate, and you'll be done with boot camp. You'll be a Marine. Like I said, it's not like a bunch of secrets to boot camp. Like it's not a secret billet or like a secret time to go. I went from August to October. When I first got there, it was pretty hot. August 1st, Paris Island. It was pretty hot, and then like October, it got really cold. Sand fleas weren't a big deal until like October-ish. That's when we started to feel the effects of them. For the most part, I would just say scream as loud as you can, move as fast as you can, take off your portholes before you take your ID picture, and yeah, just don't give up. You know, it's doable. It's not like impossible to do as much as people make it seem. Like I was an average guy before boot camp, and I mean I'm still an average guy, but it's not hard, you know. That's pretty much gonna be everything for the first video. Like I said, like that's just a quick rundown of boot camp. And if you guys have any questions, feel free to comment, and I'll read your comments, and I will make a video soon addressing those comments and talking about various things that I remember like afterwards. So that's pretty much it, guys. Hope you enjoy. Make sure you subscribe. We got a lot more videos coming out.